What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gematria Gaming, and we are here the last day of September. It's September 30th. Uh, got a really interesting decode here that I want to do. I'm not going to play a game today, actually. I'm kind of short on time, but I could not help but do this decode when I found out what was going on. So, in the news right now, we've got body of missing Michigan woman, 18, believed to be found buried in, quote, fresh dirt outside home, according to the police. An Alpena Township homeowner named person of interest in suspicious death of Brynn Bills. So, this is some young girl that supposedly has been missing since August 1st, but nobody heard about it. And now they just want to shove another blatant ritual into our faces about a young child being killed. So, long story short, she's a young girl, 18 years old, and they found her body. Weirdly enough, though, they found it on Tuesday. They found her body on Tuesday, but they aren't reporting about it until today. So that just goes to show you, why. There's always a reason why they want to withhold the truth getting out there to people on a certain day. They control the news media and the narrative of everything. And we'll just go into the decode real quick for you guys, so that way you can kind of see what's going on here. So using Gematria, and for those of you who are unaware or might be new, Gematria is just the ancient Jewish practice of coding letters into numbers, numbers into letters, and you've got 4 ciphers here that you use for Gematria, the 4 main ciphers. But using Gematria, you can see through the contrived headlines, and you can begin to understand that this is all news by the numbers. And your 4 base ciphers, you have English ordinal, which is the alphabet A through Z, where A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, all the way to Z equals 26, as you can see here. Then you have full reduction, where once it gets to the number 9, it just repeats. So it's A through Z, and it goes 1 through 9, 1 through 9, 1 through 8. And they've got reverse ordinal, where it's the alphabet backwards. So it's Z through A, where Z equals 1, Y equals 2, X equals 3, all the way to A equals 26. And then, of course, your reverse full reduction. It's the same thing, where it's Z through A, and it doesn't repeat, it repeats after the number 9. So you're 1 through 9, 1 through 9, 1 through 8. And using these 4 ciphers, you can see through everything that's going on. And you can find out exactly how much we're all getting lied to, and how much of this all is really just, it's all news by the numbers. It's all rituals to the powers that be. So let's just start off real quick on this story. So this girl, right, is in Michigan. Okay. So if we look here, and I'm gonna zoom in actually a bit so you guys can see. So you've got Michigan, and you've got this young girl who her name is Brynn, Brynn Bills, Brynn Bills, and you can see here just by simply putting her name in, you get a gematria value of 46, just like Michigan is 46. And this news breaks on Thursday, which has a gematria value of 46 as well. So you can see that there's 3 things that these 3 words all have the number 46 in common when using gematria. So it's weird that they would wait until Thursday to break this news out. And then where she was found is a place called Alpena, and it's Alpena Township. So you've got Alpena Township, and then you've also got So if you take Alpina, you see here it has a geometric value of 133, or sorry, 113. And coronal mass ejection equals 113 as well. And that's irrelevant because there's a coronal mass ejection that is going to hit Earth today. It'll be September 30th in some parts of the Earth, or the world, I should say. It'll be October 1st in other parts. But as you can see here, I've got this this video here that kind of breaks this down, so you can see. This video is showing from yesterday morning, so early yesterday morning on September 28th. You can see here this explosion on the sun is called a coronal mass ejection. So it's when solar flare, it's like plasma, solar flare breaks out of the sun, and this one is Earth facing. So they got confirmation that it's going to hit Earth today, and it shouldn't do anything, like catastrophic, I guess I would say. But it is a well, scientific fact, no, but people have observed that when coronal mass ejections hit the Earth, there's an uptick in seismic activity. But also, it's just interesting because I believe that a lot of it is tied to rituals. The people that are in charge worship the sun. They heavily worship the sun. So when a large C-class CME, or coronal mass ejection, is coming towards the sun, towards the Earth from the sun, it's probably not a coincidence that today's got some sacrificial news that correlates with a coronal mass ejection. And also, if we look up Alpena, Michigan, you see here it also has the 113 and also 76, like coronal mass ejection. So here's what's crazy right here. And I mean, this you cannot make this up. The odds of this the odds of this naturally occurring are like 1 in a gazillion. So an anonymous tip, right, led them to the home on Naylor Road. So the home where they found this girl's body is on Naylor Road. All right. If we look at Naylor Road and we look at the word conspiracy, they are what is referred to as a super match in Gematria, where all 4 values, geometric values, are the same in the 4 base ciphers. And that is something that's like, the odds of that happening are impossible for it to be like a coincidence. A super match has hardly ever happened. So, yeah, the fact that that's in there kind of tells you everything you need to know. But also, the phrase suspicious death pulled right out of the headline. So, if we look at suspicious death, you can see here that it's got a geometric value of 90. And this news comes to us on a Thursday, and Thursday is named after Jupiter. And Jupiter has a geometric value of 90 as well. And you can see here they're saying that the home where they found her body belongs to 34-year-old Joshua Wergow. So if we take Joshua Wergow, if we take his name, you can see here that he has a geometric value of 153. And the Jesuit order equals 153, as does the Illuminati, which is just a small, sect of the Jesuit order. But that's where this sun worship kind of comes into play with all of this. And then also Joshua Wergow has a geometric value of 54, just like Jesuit order. And there's also the formal name for it is the Jesuit order. And you can see here that there is there's the 84, and also there's a 72 in Jesuit order, just like in this guy's name. So out of three out of the four ciphers, they match up. And then sun worship equals 54 as well, just like Joshua Wergow. And it's actually 54 in two ciphers. But so that's where all of this kind of comes into play about a coronal mass ejection that's hitting Earth today, and just now everyone's finding out this news about this girl Brynn Bills that's been missing since like August 1st, and then they find her body and don't report about it until today. And there's a span of time here actually that you can see, just so you can see how they just put this all together. So from the day that she went missing to the day that they decided to finally break some news on this young lady, you can see it's 8 weeks and 4 days. So that's 84, just like the Jesuit order. And I want to touch on the quote secretly confined, which equals 84. And the reason why I want to touch on that is because if you look here, this Joshua Wergow guy, they're saying that he wasn't home when investigators executed a search warrant. Like, he conveniently happened to be already in jail because he was being held on separate charges of unlawful imprisonment and felonious assault in an incident that occurred earlier in the week. So, this guy whose name matches up with the Illuminati and Jesuit order and everything happens to have already been in jail. So it's a pretty simple fix for the police to be like, oh, we already caught this guy, don't worry about it, and nobody needs to know what he looks like or who he is, right? But just it was interesting because unlawful imprisonment is what he was in jail on. So I decided to look it up. And you can see here, according to Michigan Penal Code, unlawful imprisonment is when somebody knowingly restrains another person under any of the following circumstances. And it kind of goes on to say, but it includes if they are, the restrained person was secretly confined. And secretly confined means either of the following. So to keep the confinement of the restrained person a secret, or to keep the location of the restrained person a secret. So I just think it's interesting that, he was in jail already on these unlawful imprisonment charges, and secretly confined is literally right from the penal code, and it equals 84. And then also, you see here, masonry equals 84. And Jesuit equals 84 as well. They have geometric values of 84. So you've got Jesuit, Masonry, secretly confined, and the Jesuit order, all matching up with the span of when this girl went missing to when they decided to, reveal that she is found dead. And you can also see down here, if we look at how many days, it's a 60-day span, right on the nose, 60 days. And you can see here that today, September 30th, has 60 date numerology. And to get date numerology, you can just add, subtract, multiply, or divide all the digits that make up the date. And that's how you can get the date numerology. So you see here 9 plus 30 plus 21, because it's September 30th, 21, you get 60. And when you have, we also look at 60. Roman Catholic equals 60, as you see here. And the Jesuit order is the arm of the Roman Catholic Church. It's the militant arm of the Roman Catholic Church. And there's also 108 date numerology. And you see here, sun worship equals 108. And there's also 54 date numerology. And sun worship equals 54 as well. So, yeah, and also there was another article that I found here. I'll zoom in because it's kind of small and hard to read. But it's actually got like a lot of information on this girl. So they just posted it today, right? And it says here that a cousin of hers had wrote on Twitter that she'd been missing since August 1st and was last seen in Alpena, Michigan. She was in a relationship until a few weeks before her disappearance. Her 18th birthday was just on August 12th. So she had gone missing, or was last heard from, before her birthday. And then it's just kind of got like a lot of information about her. She was, her boyfriend here. She was 5'6" tall. It's got pictures of her, whatever. So, just another weird thing, man. Just something to look out for. And also, on the note of a coronal mass ejection, it's something to look out for any seismic activity. There's a lot going on right now in the world. A lot of big earthquakes are going on deep underneath the earth. And those tend to have a standing wave effect after a couple of days, and they start rippling out and getting towards the surface. A lot of earthquakes in Crete, which is kind of a cause of concern for people. But yeah, it's just, if this young girl really did end up dead, and it's sad, and rest in peace to her, and my condolences to her family and friends and everything. But just the fact that there's so much to just be weary of, and with the whole Gabby Petito thing, it's the second I saw that pop up in the news, I knew that was a ritual as well. And as time goes on, we might find out more about this, about this Brynn Bills case, and it might become more and more apparent of it all being a ritual. But that's all I got for you guys today. Again, no video games today. I'm on a tight schedule, kind of, unfortunately, but we'll be back. We'll do some more decodes and play some video games. But you can also go to the there's a link in the description of the videos, and that leads to the Discord page, where we got a lot of good discussion going on all the time. So check it out and join the Discord, become part of the Gematria community, and